There are people who believe that some of the most powerful figures in the world aren't human. That behind the public appearances, speeches, and the carefully controlled images, something else is hiding, not metaphorically, but literally. A hidden reptilian species, capable of blending in perfectly, watching, influencing, controlling. And for some, the British royal family sits at the center of it all. So the question isn't just, what is this theory? It's why does it feel convincing to so many people? Welcome to tonight's episode of Hale Explains. At first glance, the theory sounds absurd. But like many conspiracy theories, it didn't appear out of nowhere. It has a history, a structure, and a surprisingly large following. To understand it, we need to go back to where it really began. The modern version of the reptilian theory is most closely linked to David Icke, a British writer and speaker. In the 1990s, Icke claimed that a secret group of powerful figures, including politicians and members of the royal family, were actually part of an ancient race of reptilian beings. According to him, these beings can shapeshift into human form and have been controlling humanity from behind the scenes for centuries. The idea draws loosely from older myths, ancient stories of serpent gods, dragons, and hybrid creatures found in cultures around the world. But Icke's version took those ideas and turned them into something very different, a modern conspiracy.
Do you still think the royal family were shape-shifting lizards?
Yes, I do.
You do?
At its core, the theory suggests three main things. First, that reptilian beings exist, originating from another dimension or distant star system. Second, that they have the ability to disguise themselves as human. And third, that they have infiltrated positions of power, influencing global events for their own purposes. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because believers don't think this is random. They think they've seen things. Common claims include glitches in video footage, unusual eye movements or blinking patterns, moments where facial expressions seem unusual, behavior that feels unnatural or rehearsed. There are entire compilations online dedicated to this, and when you watch them, they can feel convincing. So why does a theory like this gain traction? Part of the answer lies in human psychology. Our brains are wired to look for patterns. When something feels confusing, unfair, or out of our control, we search for explanations. And sometimes the more extreme the explanation, the more satisfying it feels, because it turns chaos into something intentional, something controlled. A flicker in a video becomes a transformation. A strange expression becomes a glitch. There's also a deep mistrust of authority. When people feel disconnected from those in power, it creates space for alternative narratives, especially ones that suggest hidden truths. And in the age of the internet, these ideas spread faster than ever, reinforced by communities, algorithms, and repetition. The royal family represents wealth, history, and influence. And when people feel disconnected from power, they start to question it, not just politically, but fundamentally. Icke claims to have seen and heard enough to know that this theory is true. He has even written a book on the topic. There's a link in the description if you would like to read it. Despite doing my own research, I have yet to find any credible evidence that the royal family or any other world leaders are anything other than human. But dismissing the theory entirely misses something important. Because the real story isn't about reptiles. It's about belief. About how people make sense of a complex world, and how easily the line between fact and fiction can blur when something feels convincing enough. The reptilian royal family theory might seem strange, but it's a reflection of something very real. Our need to understand power, control, and the unknown. Because sometimes the question isn't what people believe, it's why they believe it. If you want to understand how the world really works, you have to look deeper. I'm Dr. Hale, and this has been Hale Explains, exploring the world, one curious question at a time. Don't forget to like and subscribe for weekly content.